Good morning, traders. Welcome back to the stream. It's Friday, TGIF. I hope your morning's going well. That news at 8:30 Eastern. I was able to pick up 5 points on the 50% retrace of the initial move. So we're off to a good start. But we won't count that for today. We'll count only the live stream stuff, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Does any of that matter? Not to me. We're just trying to take good trades. All right, let's see what we have here. Market's going to open in about 4 or 5 minutes. And that was a huge miss on that those non-farm payrolls. I mean, it was, let me pull it up again so I don't get it wrong, but it was gigantic. I mean, let's see. Right, the estimate for non-payroll, non-farm employment change was 193,000, and it came in at 517,000. So that was a pretty damn big miss. And then even the unemployment rate creeped down to 3.4% from an estimated 3.6% was what the estimate was supposed to be. But and that's great for the economy, of course, but that's not great for the stock market if you're hoping that the Fed is going to stop increasing interest rates. And if you think they were going to lower interest rates this year, forget about it. So that's what's knocking this market down, obviously. So, we keep going down, but, I'd be very hesitant to mess around with this at the bottom here. We're going to have to wait till this market opens and picks a direction. My suspicion is that we are going to ultimately continue down, but that doesn't mean we're not going to get a significant pullback before that happens. I mean, we are way below VWAP. We're way below the 100 EMA. So, we could definitely get a significant pullback before we continue down. But we shall see. Market's going to open in about 2 minutes. So let's get our coffee. Let's get ready to trade. I probably won't take a trade immediately, only because these were right at the bottom here. So I don't think, I think we're going to need to let this thing pick a direction, make it decide if, it really wants to continue down or not. We had pretty massive move up yesterday. So, could be that we're going to retrace some of that. Also, earnings for the big techs did not come in as very good at all, did they? I owned some of those individual stocks. In particular, I had nearly bottom ticked Amazon down in the 80s, and probably should have taken some profits yesterday before the close, because we had a pretty good pullback. Last time I checked, it was almost a 5% pullback off yesterday's high. But that is neither here nor there. I mean, I think in the long run, I'm going to be fine there. But if I wanted to maximize my profits, probably should have got out and then bought back in. But it could have just as easily been that they beat estimates and I would have missed out on profit. So that's one of my hold stocks. I think buying it down in the 80s, I think I'll be okay in the long run. Anyway, this market is going to open in about 30 seconds, and we'll just watch it and see what happens for 10 minutes or so, and then we'll be looking for our usual suspects. All right, markets are open. Yeah, you see we are running up a bit right now. Got 3 mice here, and I always pick 2 wrong ones before I pick the right one. Okay. So we're making our way up to the 100 EMA. That's the 20 EMA on the 5-minute. That's the 2000 tick. Let's go to our 1 minute. I think the 2000 is giving us perhaps a little clearer picture this morning. You see we have a line here that we've bounced off on both sides, hitting it off the top, then we hit it on the bottom, and now we're bouncing around it. Like I said, I think ultimately we are going to continue down, but we just don't know what this retracement's going to look like. After that move, it sure is hard to feel that any longs make any sense. I just don't see going long in this. Well, it has to settle down for me to pick a direction at this point. Because, I mean, this is a retracement. I don't know if this is a legitimate use of the fibs, though. I mean, this entire move, I don't know if that's something you can do with the fibs or not. But that does put the 50% retracement right at VWAP, which is interesting. Maybe, or a coincidence. Just chopping around here. Let's check our Forex factory, see what if there's anything else coming up here. Actually, there's some low impact news at 9:45 Eastern, final services PMI, but there is high impact again at 10 a.m. So that's a little bit of a complication for this morning's trading. ISM services PMI comes out at 10 a.m. Eastern. That's a high impact. But also have some news at 9:45. Let's try to remember that. Wow, that is unexpected. It broke right through the VWAP. Probably drawing too many lines here. Sorry guys, just watching, trying to make a plan. I certainly can't get the negative bias out of my head. And clearly that is the bias, but look at this move. You know, we've already had a nice move up. That's 22 points, so, you know, you can't deny that. This pivot point here is where we entered that news. So we're going to retrace all of the losses from the news. Who knows? Put a rectangle around this area here. Now, as far as just if we don't look to the left of the chart, we notice that this pullback to the 9, we could take that for a long. That's a legitimate trade, I guess. Yeah, look at that, bounced right off the 9. Didn't get in fast enough. This would have been 59 3/4. That's our entry point. We'll give it a quick shot, see if we can get anything out of this. Might bail fast on it. Kind of jumpy here. See if we can get our 5 points out of this. Kind of a big wick there. See if we can get our 5 points. Don't love that. Better move this below this tick here. And one tick below this low swing here. Still negative on this trade. See if we can make a run. Looking bad. Just watching this. Still a little negative on this trade. Got news coming up in 2 minutes. Think I might get out of this just because of that news coming up. We'll take a little something out of that. I only did that because of the news. I think we are going to make our target here. That was like $34, $35, something like that. $33.52 after commission. So it ain't nothing, but that news spooked me a little bit. So, but I think we still would. I think we're ultimately still gonna make that 5 points, but I just don't like being in a trade during news because even minor news can stop me out. I don't remember where we got into that trade. It's like we got in at 59.75. 59.75. News comes out in about 10 seconds. Again, it's low impact news, but still. There's our 5 point mark, but I think we already would have been stopped out here. So I'm glad we grabbed it. There's numbers. Let's see if, again, low impact, so not surprised that it's not really doing much. We'll wait for our next trade. So just a tiny, let me bring over the P&L here. Just a tiny gain on that trade. I didn't have the PAs turned on, so we only those are 2 evals that we're trading with full minis. I'll turn on the micros. I mean the PA accounts now. I meant to do that and I accidentally didn't. I didn't want to play. I turned the PAs off when I traded the news at 8:30 and didn't turn them back on. So we're up $67. And there was our 5 points, but we still would have gotten stopped out because I don't know if that was because of the news or what, but this pullback here during the news, if it was related, would have stopped us out on that trade because we were in way up here at 59.75. That thing moved back almost 5 points, so we would have got stopped out if we stayed in it. And now we're going head on into the top of the hour news. So if we go into something, we better get out before then because that could drive us either direction. We're moving up to 70. We're going to probably test that pivot point. I'm looking a little bit at this bookmap. I'm kind of cheating. There's a streamer on YouTube that just streams the bookmap like all the time. I mean, the entire time the markets are open. He only turns it off like from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern when the markets are closed. Let me see what his name is. Oh yeah, he's called the Bookmap Trader, and he just runs the. I've never heard him talk. I mean, it's the Bookmap running 24/7. So I keep him on now because I don't want to. I'm too cheap to spend the $40 or $80 a month for Bookmap. But he runs. Usually, he's running both the Bookmap on the NQ and on the ES. Yeah, this is definitely going in the face of my initial thesis is, let's see here, 7:30. And we went in at this pivot point here, basically, is where the 7:30 news came out, or 8:30 news, 7:30 Central. So we retraced virtually all of the downward move from the news. Top of this area looks like a pretty nice area. We've got a test from the bottom, test from the top, and we're right at the excuse me, the 100 EMA. Yeah, it looks like 72-ish is where that news came out, and we haven't quite retraced all of it, but pretty damn close. I mean, this run up was more aggressive than the run down, except for the initial move. Pulling back now. That's the 21 EMA. That's the 1 minute. We're going to stay out of trades until after 10 o'clock now because of the high impact news coming up. That is ISM Services PMI. High impact. And that should be it for the day and for the week. I wonder what next week looks like. Let's take a look at next week. Next week... Let's see here. Let's see here. Monday, nothing. We got Powell speaking in at lunchtime at noon Eastern on Tuesday. We got another FOMC member speaking in the morning on Wednesday. So not a lot of news. Next Friday there's a consumer sentiment. So other than that, nothing too scary. But we have about 5 minutes until the news. So let's just watch it for now, and we'll see what happens. That PMI, that's some kind of manufacturing index, I think. My suspicion is it's going to come in strong based on the employment numbers, I'm guessing. But that's pure speculation because I'm not even sure what PMI measures. And I mean, I guess it's amount of manufacturing going on. But as day traders and scalpers, what it is isn't as important as whether it's considered high impact, because NASDAQ behaving similarly to ES, it looks like. It's our 4 hour. Nice reversal off of this 21 EMA on the 4 hour. It's the 1 hour. Still looking for a good trade. I think that trade that we took would have, it would have paid off if it weren't for that news. I think that news brought it, pulled us back. We would have gotten stopped out, so I'm glad that we bailed on it. We only made $67, but at least we didn't get crushed. Just watching it here for the news that's coming up in about 3 minutes. At this point, there's nothing to really do here. While we're waiting, if you don't mind, just reach on over there and hit that like button. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon if you want to be notified when I go live in the morning. Really appreciate it. I appreciate your time. And all I ask is smash that like button, as they say. And here we go. We got about another minute before this news. Also, let me remind you that you should not copy my trades. I am nothing special here. I'm just some guy on the internet doing things just like you guys, learning as I go. I do have a few years of experience doing this, but not enough to call myself an expert, and certainly not enough to recommend that people copy my trades. About 20 seconds, 15 seconds. And here it comes, about 5 seconds. Whoa, got a little move down. I don't even understand how people even can interpret this thing like immediately. Maybe they already had the information and they just couldn't act on it until after it came out to the public. Let's take a look at what the number came out as. Let's see, the expected number was 50.5 and it came out at 55.2, so that means an increase in manufacturing, I believe. So again, this is all running great for the economy, but it's running counter to what the Fed is trying to do. They're trying to hard it is to believe. They're trying to slow down the economy so they can get inflation to come down. But we are still running red hot from what I can tell. Although, those numbers from the tech giants last night weren't so good, so I'm not sure what that means. But in any case, so we did get a negative reaction to it, but it wasn't tremendous, and we basically came right back from where we started. We had an initial push down, and then we're almost back where we started. Gotta update this. This is from yesterday. We're like right at point of control here, so I'm not going to be playing that, and this is the opening here at this amber dashed line. It's likely to have problems getting through that. In fact, a pretty decent trade is to short the overnight open. That was at 6 p.m. Eastern yesterday. That usually results in a pretty nice rejection. We are now moving below the 105 EMA, which is sort of my indicator for whether we should be taking shorts or longs. I mean, we're just barely below it, so that's not conclusive, but that's starting to show. You can see all the EMAs are starting to curl down, and now we're below both VWAP and the 100 EMA, so we may be thinking short here. This MACD on the 3 minutes still looking bullish, but you can see it's curling down too now. So we'll keep an eye on that just as a supporting indicator as to whether we want to take a short. If it crosses over and everything else looks good, that might be grounds for a short. But right now, it can't really make up its mind. I mean, we're right in this sort of area of consolidation, right at point of control, right bunched up in these EMAs, so could go either way now. So let's just watch it. Just watching. Even to play a breakout over these highs, I think you're going to have to get out by 76. So, you're talking about barely 5 points here. We're definitely curling down here, but we'll just watch it and see. This is my sort of no trade zone when we're above the 100 and below the 20. Five minutes definitely looking bearish. Gives us a much clearer picture on the 5 minute than on the 1 minute. 1 minute looks very choppy, but if you look at the 5 minute, very sinusoidal. Is that a word? I think it is. Like a sine wave. Pretty much the most fundamental price action trading rule is you don't go long below the 21 EMA, you don't go short above it. Obviously, these are not cut in stone, but they are just basically good rules of thumb to try to keep you out of trouble. So right now, to me, this is looking heavy. I mean, we do have an area of liquidity here, but I think we could be heading low to test the low of day. But I could be nuts. But we'll just let the market tell us what it wants to do. Forming some pretty good sized wicks here. We can break this range. Perhaps we move down and test the low of day, maybe down to this pivot point here. MACD still starting to curl down a bit. We might get a crossover at some point. This was a second entry short right here on the 2000 tick chart. It looks like it's going to fail. There's the trap. Yeah, it just trapped. Yep, that was a trap on the 2000 tick chart. One, two, three, four. Trapped out. Like on the Bookmap guys stream, it looks like there's a lot of sellers up at around the 60. So maybe we break through, get rid of all those sellers, we move up. One of these days, maybe I'll buy Bookmap instead of having to just watch someone else's live stream. Plus, there's probably well, I guess the delay's not that important, but there's, an inherent delay anyway, but for the Bookmap, it doesn't really matter. The only thing I can understand in the Bookmap, I mean, I'd have to learn more about it, but, all the crap going on that screen, the only thing I look for is like those big, deep red lines that indicate a bunch of orders. That part I like. Yeah, this is just chop, and it's chop right around all the indicators. And you can see we're right at the top of this volume node. So all this volume is a combination of both buyers and sellers. So I'm even scared of breakouts here because we have so many other places to run into a ceiling. This pivot point's going to cause problems. That was what we saw in the Bookmap, is a bunch of sellers. And then here we have overnight open and high of the day. So if we waited for, this 70 to break, we wouldn't have much room up to the top. Sorry guys, to me this is just not predictable to my eye. And I still say if we break through the 70s, we're still going to get stuck here at the overnight open and high of the day. So We are officially have retraced everything that we lost on this 8:30 Eastern news. And we're heading for new highs of the day. Maybe now if we can break these highs of the day, then maybe we're going. But I think we have to get through 80. 80 is always, I guess you would call it a psych level or a big round number. But 80 and 20 seem to be sensitive to price. For whatever reason, if that's algos or if that's retail traders, I don't know. But 80s and 20s seem to be sensitive. And we just broke just a tick above high of the day. We'll probably pull back a bit, but we may be heading at least up to this pivot point here, which is well, that makes sense. That's a huge, big round number, 200. So we may actually be visiting 200 at some point. We just have to decide what that entry would look like. $85 may have a little bit of resistance off of this peak here. But from, say, 85 to 200, it looks like possible clear sailing. Let's just watch it. Let me remind you guys that I am using Apex accounts to do my trading. Don't risk your own money. You know, for what what the monthly cost is for having an account with Apex. I mean, you could lose that in a blink of an eye with your own money. And if you decide to sign up for Apex, I use the 50K accounts, but you can make that decision based on the information that on their website. But use my my code, and you'll get 50% off. Doesn't cost you anything to use my code. It just gives a little bit back to the stream and helps me supplement my income here. And it's not much, but every little bit helps. There's the code up on the screen right now, and you can also find it below down below. But I appreciate it. I'm sorry I keep bringing it up, but I try to do it as little as possible. Still holding that. This is the overnight open in amber, and this is actually the high of the day, so they're virtually one and the same. So now I'm thinking we wait for a breakout here, but I think we need to get through 85 before we see a move up. The other option is we could wait for a pullback to this 9 EMA if it's clean, and then we'll take a long. of slowed down here, hasn't it? I think we kind of anticipated it getting stuck here, though. Even look to our left, we got some peaks here that it had trouble with. But you see this move here, this is sort of similar to what I'm hoping we'll see now, where we had a rose up to this place, retested, and then it shot up, and that's what I'm kind of hoping will happen here. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. There's 80s. Sure looks like she wants to go, doesn't it? This is kind of interesting, isn't it? 81 3/4. Not hating this long here. Nice bar here. 82. I'm going to give this a try. It was a nice pullback, I guess, to the 9. We'll see. We might not take it for our full 5 because we are running into some resistance that I'm hoping will break through. I'm one tick below this bar here. Hopefully we won't get too big of a pullback. Not looking great, but we'll see. Yeah, it's kind of choppy in here. I would have liked to see that move immediately. Looking heavy. Looking heavy. Looks like we're going to get stopped out. Hate that on a Friday. Because now I'll spend the rest of the day trying to get that money back. All right, we got stopped out. So we're down on all the accounts. Across all the accounts, we're down about 540. We'll watch it. We have, now I'm looking over here. There was a lot of sellers up at 82, which is basically where we got in. So we will watch it now. We'll get her back. We're really a lot hot. Oh, I'm sorry. No, we're below the 20 EMA on the 2000 tick chart. If you're just tuning in, we are down about $500. We're going to try to get it back though, but we're going to try not to just revenge trade. So just take a breath and see what happens. I'm going to take a chance on breakout above the high of the day. Could get burned again. Yeah, I feel like I'm chasing it up there, so I'm going to wait just to see how this plays out. See if we can avoid getting burned again. If we get stopped out on this trade, that will be my last trade for the day. I think we'll shut her down on a Friday, but I still think this thing is going to run. Getting a little stalled here. See if we can move up there. Go up into the 90s maybe. definitely getting stuck here. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving, baby. So just move this up and we'll cancel it manually. See if we can get a little daylight above us and then move our stop up to break even. Hopefully it won't just reverse on us. I actually think it's going to keep going here. I'll leave it there. I'll manually kill it if it looks ugly. Let's try to be patient here. We do have a bit of a wall here up in the at 90. Let's see if we can break through it. Hopefully that's just a stop run here. Let's keep watching it. That is a big red candle, isn't it? All right, that was 5 points. That did not quite bring us back to break even, but we're close. We are down, we're still down about $74. There's our P&L right now. Excuse me. We are down about $73.75. Not about. We're exactly down $73.75, which is not terrible because we were down close to 600 before that trade. So now we'll try to be patient and look for another entry. And that's across all those accounts. The biggest single account, we're down, well, you saw it, $24 on each of the evals and only $8 on each of the PA accounts. See what we're looking for now. Now I'm going to try to be patient because I don't want to end the day red. I want to find something decent to get me out of the hole, even though it's just a small hole, nevertheless. I mean, in reality, we're only down 2 ticks. So it looks like a slightly bigger loss than it is just because it's on so many accounts, but it's literally 2 ticks. We're getting close to the end of the stream. If you don't mind, reach out and hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, please do that, and hit the bell icon if you want to get notified when I go live every morning. Hitting that like helps me, maybe maybe YouTube put the stream out to more people that might be interested, so we can build a bigger community here. Obviously now it's just a tiny little thing, but we've only been streaming for about a month, so hopefully over the course of the year we'll slowly build up. But your likes will go a long way to help other people find the stream. That book map looks like there's all kinds of activity going on in the low 90s. I think we'd have to break above that mess, like around 93 and above. We might run all the way to 200, or maybe even up to that pivot point at 4203. But we are right at the highs of the day here, so you have to be aware of that too. Those are higher lows, kind of choppy though. trapped. Like I said, 90 break of 93 may take us all the way to 200. Hopefully all the volume isn't drained out of this market on a Friday afternoon. Just kind of barcoding right around this 90 level. Take a look at our 2000 tick chart. Yeah, we are dropping below the 21 EMA. Just a pullback, or are we reversing here? If this trend is accurate, we could be thinking about it. This is our first break, and then failed break out of this trend, and we'll be looking for a new high. That line that we drew earlier this morning is holding. That was a line that we drew going all the way back. No, I don't know why. It's the problem. I drew it so long ago, I can't remember why. I think that was just this short-term high here that I just was marking out. But it did come back to there. Things have definitely died down quite a bit here. I still think we're going to be heading up though. That break of that trend is most likely going to fail. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to have to post a loss for the live stream. Small one. 2 ticks, but unfortunately it's on a few accounts. But I'm confident by the end of the day I'll turn that green. Right here, this is the after commissions, that's the total P&L. $73.75 is our current loss. And like I said, on one account that's 2 ticks, so I trade all these together on a trade copier, so 2 ticks and we're back to break even. But I will, when I post this video, I'll put it as a loss, and I'll make note to the stream description whether I ended the day green or red. But for now, we are down and we're getting close to the end of our stream. My idea is we're probably going to end up breaking up and testing. I think we're going to test 200, if not just above it. You know, we're probably going to go try to visit this pivot point, I'm guessing, but it's looking pretty heavy right now. This was the opening of the day, so I'm feeling what's going to happen. This is just my thoughts, is we're going to hit this, wick through it, and then we're going to work our way back up. But who knows? Okay, so there's the touch on the overnight open. And this is not a bad place to even just take a trade. The overnight open tends to be very sensitive. So 81 would be our 5 points. Yeah, we're just about there. Look at that. And come on, a couple more ticks. We're not in a trade, by the way. Didn't quite make the 5 points yet, but I'm confident it will. Running right into that line we had drawn earlier. But I think it's going to tick through. It's probably going to make its way at least to the 21 EMA. Could have moved your stop back up to break even at this point, I think. And anticipate this getting your 5 points. 5 points is a lot on ES, I think. I mean, it's if you can consistently make those 5-point moves, you can take a lot of losses. We touched it. We had to tick through it. There it is. There's your 5 points. All right, I'm going to continue to trade and try to get green. I should have taken that overnight open trade. Like I said, that's especially in an opposite. That, you know, clearly our trend is up. We broke through that pretty cleanly, came back, tested it, and went up. So we come back to visit it. There was a pretty good chance we were going to reject it for a bit. So I like that trade. Overnight open. All right, I think that's going to be it for today. Like I said, I'm going to continue to trade and try to get green, and I will post that on this video in the description if at the end of the day whether I was successful or not. But either way, I will let you know. All right, well, thanks a lot. Had a great week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. If you're going to continue to trade, be safe and be patient, wait for those good setups. Thanks a lot for your time, and on your way out, if you don't mind hitting that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already, I really appreciate it. Have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday.